Christoph was absolutely dedicated from the beginning to have these creatures being choreographed.
Roberto is the movement coordinator in the film. He coordinated the movement for the nurses, the grey children, the armless character. He's the sort of brain behind how all these monsters moved.
More arms, Yvonne, more arms, and head.
Roberto is a dancer, he's a choreographer. He understands how to create the movement, so it's very scary and creepy.
More arms.
These are cursed human beings in pain, and so it's an exaggerated body language. Who can do movement better than dancers? And who can train these dancers better than anybody else? Well, a choreographer.
Okay, so please, the 1, 2, 3, absolutely together and down.
As a movement coordinator, I was with the casting director in looking for the 3 main creatures. With the armless, Christoph was convinced about Michael Koda.
I went through an audition process. We had to audition with our hands behind our back and just move around, hit the floor. It was kind of choreographed, but it's more kind of what you had to put into it yourself creatively.
By moving with his arms back, you could see that he really had no arms. And the way he was already walking and putting the knees towards each other, and Christoph decided to go for Mike because it was angular, yet at the same time smooth. It was already freaky looking, without the costume on, without the prosthetics on.
Make you go all the way. Whack. Whack. As if you were, yeah.
We just tried a lot of different things, you know what I mean? We had to try the moves jumping, we tried it twisting, we tried it on the floor slithering, we tried it running, we tried it falling. If I'm being shot, how am I going to do that?
What I think the problem was for Michael at the beginning was to not be overwhelmed by the costume. His arms are like this, he's wrapped around, they put this hat on him, and that's it. He's completely blind. Of course, if you don't see anything, it's already difficult to walk. You can just imagine big movements in a very crooked way.
You really got to count your steps and really know your surroundings, or you can get really, really, really hurt.
As soon as you feel the left to the shoulders, just turn slightly and go forward, all right?
Say I'm walking forward, I turn around and somebody shoots me. I have to be pretty much put on my mark, and I gotta really count out. So it'd be like 3 steps this way, turn around, get shot, and it's 3 little chugs backwards.
Boom, 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 all right? Okay.
Roberto tells me what to do, how low to go, and just puts pictures in my head that really help me get the acting across.
Parker! Action! Stay on the left, stay on the left. Left, left, left. Now turn to the right. Straight ahead as you want. Straight ahead like this. Straight ahead. Michael, stop. Ready, and breath.
As far as Grey Child, I called Yvonne because I thought she would be perfect. And when we put the video in for Christoph to see, he picked Yvonne instantly.
Christoph and I had a little conversation. He really wanted us to embody what Grey Child would really be, physically.
From the shoulders, reverse the theory.
In the rehearsals, which really was the creative process, we played around with the idea of what a strange-looking creature child would be like, going on the basis of a kid.
Oh, like a 2-year-old who can't balance.
Yeah.
And distorted it a little bit more. Found much more bizarre ways of how this creature would carry its arms, its head, how their feet might be.
It's like a tightrope walker. Tightrope walkers, you know, they use their hands to balance. She could see a little bit from the ear. There was the little hole that she could see.
But it's not always in line with my hole because the head shifts. Once in a while, I'll get a glimpse of the outside world, and so through that, I can make certain visual marks through that. Sort of helps a little bit, but a lot of it's through feeling. And through Roberto yelling at me because I can't hear in that mass, neither can they hear me. So it is a different world.
So try not to do a big circle.
Action!
to be honest, I never saw her face in real life. I don't know what she looks like. So she was this kind of mystery woman, and I could sort of hear what she was saying. I'd listen to her and she'd listen to me because she couldn't hear very much behind the mask. So it was an interesting relationship.
Having Roberto on set has been great because being another dancer, a choreographer as well, he is able to speak my language. For instance, if somebody says to me, "Can you crawl?" There are many different ways of crawling. And that's where Roberto has been amazing. He's able to interpret that, work with me on that, and we've been able to figure out very quickly, because you don't have a lot of time on set, what the director's looking for.
What I tried to do with the nurses was to be as close as I could be with the movement in the video game. I got into the studio, I knew exactly what I wanted, and Christophe was in the studio as well, and he knew exactly what he wanted to see. There were three key nurses, Chantal, Donna, and Rosalind. And Donna is the one who slashes red.
Straight across. You'll turn when it comes.
Donna already in rehearsals came out with this really kind of aggressive movement that Christophe really liked, and he decided that Donna was going to be the one who was going to slash.
We're shooting really, really fast, so some of the stuff we didn't get to rehearse, and on this particular day I had a fight scene with a nurse who had no face, so she couldn't see very well, and she ended up punching me in the jaw.
Slow, very slow.
They were my favorite ones just because it was such a strong and bizarre, crazy image.
I played two creatures in the film, the Red Pyramid and the Janitor. Christophe meant for the janitor was to be obscene, and my head is tilted back, so I can't even really move my head that much. The only thing that I could really use to make it obscene was my tongue.
Okay. But no, not that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing. I think.
My next favorite monster is Red Pyramid. He was actually a really kind of intimidating image, and the way that he moved was really very simple but very balletic.
What I was trying to do as much as I could was to reproduce exactly the movement from the video game.
As soon as it hits, gravity hits, he goes with
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
sword,
That's
and then he flips it back.
Exactly. That's the idea.
Yeah.
I did my best effort, but the first day when all the elements were in place, meaning the tall boots and the helmet that is at least 12 pounds heavy. So my first hour was on set was quite difficult, I would say, quite challenging.
You guys make some room, please.
And plus you're carrying this big heavy sword, which is not in reality, so it's all faked by the movement. I have to make the sword look like it's incredibly heavy, and so it adds to the movement. And I can only see the floor, so I can't see in front of me. It does affect the balance. There is a period of adjustment that it's needed.
And all the women on set really liked that character because he had a naked bottom, and you'd see that on set every day. So he's really scary from the front, but not so scary from the back.
It's a lot of fun. You feel like a little boy. I mean, this has been a boy's dream. It was a lot of fun. Something that I would not suggest people to do it in their homes, but absolutely was an incredible treat.
That's a wrap.